Hello, greetings. This is Gilles. Welcome, my friends. I wanted to come and briefly say hello, spontaneously, to talk about some of the things. For we're living in a very shifting times that may be very difficult for a lot of people, for everybody, in essence. It's all very difficult to pass through that. And I wanted to say a few ideas. One of them is that it's normal that there may be time where the fear and the doubts and the anger and frustration may come up. It is not for you to judge yourself when it comes up. It's about breathing and allowing to stand with the feeling and to let it pass, to focus on the breath, to return as much as possible to the higher consciousness of breathing in and out, and to invoke the light, to call on the light, to call on the love. When I speak about love and conditional love, it is mostly about friendship, about kindness, about compassion, about goodness. And for the 4 virtues of the heart that we need to cultivate is goodness, kindness, compassion, and joy, as well as serenity as well. And so, but once we're connected to our spirit guidance, for most people are not yet receiving telepathic messages from their I Am Presence and their spirit guides, but it will come as we continue to clear up all the layers of our mental conditioning. But for me, I've been this communication is rather wide open for a long time, and so whenever I go into those sphere of really deep sorrow and doubts, and for this like very, very low energies, my spirit always brings me back to the joy, the paradise, the celebration that are ahead. And so I have to trust that this is really what is the truth. For spirit knows better. Huh? For the teaching I'm doing here is essentially is based on my own wisdom, but it's also based on the law of one, the divine law. And they all express in a general fashion. There may be circumstances where it's necessary to have a different attitude. So follow your own guidance, follow your own heart in relationship to all the circumstances of life. For in heaven, light exists without shadows, without contrast. But here, down here, light and shadows are always intricately, they're always interconnected. And so, but wherever there could be light without shadow, but there could not be shadow without light. For when we bring light into shadow, the light becomes the light of the light. It is the transmutation, a very powerful energy form that assists the universe in its expansion. And light cannot be can dismiss the darkness. Love can dismiss the fear. So it's always remembering that. It's not always easy. For knowledge and wisdom is strength and freedom. Like George Orwell said, ignorance is strength, war is peace, and slavery is freedom. But that is the old programming that is going. We have to let it go and turn back to what we know is true. To feel this goodness within ourselves. To feel that we are guided, we are protected, and we should enjoy as much as possible the present time, for regardless of how easy or difficult it is, to avoid to watch too much TV, because every time I turn it on, I know that this is only a show, and it is a hypnotic program to manipulate humanity to stay in fear and disempowered. Yet I feel there is this like deep fear that is being integrated, for we are all one, and everything is part of me, but yet it's like do not expose yourself too much, as a little bit, but not too much, just to see what is being said. But we have to be very careful, and in relationship to all that is being broadcasted on TV. I'm going to pull 10 cards with this deck for the Oh, nice. The situation is may the truth be. It's about this desire to be sincere, to be faithful, to be true to ourselves, to be to be transparent, to be as much as possible, to be our true self as much as possible. What goes around this situation is here and now. It's about being here and now, to allow ourselves to be here and now, to see what comes to us in this here and now. For there is in this card here and now, there is the past and the future, but the here and now is like there's this emergence of this new self in the here and now. What we see before us in our conscious mind is the time of napping. Is about allowing our imagination, our dream to take form, to take this time to allow this crystallization of our dreams and desires. in the past, the subconscious is all that shines. It's about the superficial aspect of life. Is the mask. Is the all that shines. It shows also the mood swing. We've been going through a lot of mood swings, and I felt like because there is a lack of mask here in France, I felt if I had some Halloween mask, I could wear it, and that would say, well, I'd find a mask. It's like, or Zorro, a mask of Zorro. It's like, I've got my mask, but. All of this will pass in any event. For right now, it is the crossroads. For there is we have to make those choices to choose love over fear, to choose light over darkness, to choose freedom over enslavement. All those things are being programmed within ourselves. It's all guided. All those situations that are now and will be coming are guided to bring the whole humanity to that zero point, that point of freedom. For we're only passing through here. I don't know what's gonna happen. Nobody really knows except God only knows. What's coming up in the near future is the young, the power to be active, to be creative, to use the will, to use our power to act in a wise way, to become the one. It's the number one card. It's number one, and so it's all the powers. In a sense, it is not easy to realize or to manifest, but all the powers of the universe are within ourselves. That's why there is no interference from the higher plane. Because they need us to come back to our own sovereign self and power. What our strength and power within this situation is regeneration. For we are regenerating. The sun the light of the sun is activating our dormant DNA. We're going to be able to regenerate a lot of our physical body. So I want to talk about this in some sense that immortality has nothing to do with the physical body. It's a state of consciousness. It's an awareness of the higher planes of the soul and spirit. And so yet on Atlantis there were beings, the Atlara, that lived thousands of years in their physical body. They knew how to keep their youth for thousands of years, and even the master Thoth in his first incarnation lived 16,000 years in his body, and even his body he left it because he had other things to do, so he left his body behind. But eventually, so it's just understanding that this physical body is not an end, it's just a vehicle that we use for a time being. As Marc Aurèle, the king philosopher, when he thought to himself, his inner guide was explaining to him, everything you know, everything you believe, all the people that you think, everything that is so important to you, in one moment of eternity will be dust. Everything will have vanished and it will be replaced by something else. So enjoy the now, enjoy the present, and know that immortality is not relative to the physical and to the physical body. It is a state of awareness. For we need to understand life is about awareness. It is not about form. And also understanding that if we are not able to fully harvest the fruit of our work in this lifetime, we will choose to probably reincarnate in a few hundred years when the earth will move into this Garden of Eden, the paradise, so we can, in good condition, so we'll be able to fully enjoy the physicality, the abundance of physicality. But I think that there will be the universe will provide opportunity that we can actually balance out and enjoy fully this life before the end of this incarnation, so we may not even have the desire to reincarnate in physicality in the future. For in essence, this regeneration is happening. There is a regeneration as we continue to purify ourselves and think of the health of our physical body as well. What surrounds us is the milk and honey. It's about understanding what is good, what is good for us, the good things out of life, understanding what is all those things, even though they may not be manifested, we become aware of what will be coming in terms of all the goodness that will be coming into our life. What we have in our inner emotion, our hopes and fear, is trust. The total state of trust, the total state of surrender, a total state of being able. She's really truly happy here, it's like she's fully in the trust, in the confidence as well that everything will unfold naturally and everything will be fine, and the outcome is happy. It's the ability to see that everything is perfect. We can let go of all the imperfection. We can all the dysfunction within societies will be coming to the picture to be released, but the universe is intelligent and will guide humanity towards this freedom. So it's about developing this trust and envisioning that to let go of all the weight and the balls and chains to experience this happiness now, because now there is if there is problems, it's maybe in the past or the future, but now everything is fine. So, and cultivating this connection to the now. Well, I hope this message resonated with you. I wanted to also talk about, to say the glory of heaven is in heaven, but it's also down here on the earth, and we've lost this state of purity that allows us to see with the eye of a child. But within nature, it's all design, and it's all within ourselves as well. It's just layers of conditioning that we need to remove in order to be fully in the appreciation of the eternal beauty that resides and lives in all beings and all things. For within nature, there is so much wonder and marvel within nature. And understanding, after we pass through all those tests and we move into the first contact, and we'll liberate ourselves from all those draconian Orwellian systems that's still in place, we're going to move into the Star Trek generation, and it's going to be even better than that, because in Star Trek they're still linear. They haven't mastered the understanding of eternal life, when the Galactic Federation of Light is far more advanced, and we're going to be able to experience that. And if we don't do it in this lifetime, we'll be able to continue from behind the veil, and we may choose to reintegrate the physical matrix later on in better condition. And we also wanted to say that we cannot make the wrong choice. Even we cannot be perfect, but we can. When we make a wrong choice, it reflects upon us. So it's not about judging ourselves. It's learning from every lesson, and whatever mistakes we realize is to do our best to correct it, because when a mistake comes into it's not really a mistake. It's a learning process, and then so we can come back into this alignment. So this is about what I wanted to talk about. I think this is about. And so I'm going to pull one more card and sing a song. The paintings behind me, here it's an interior. It's a rather large painting. It's very, very encoded. There is all kinds of very powerful dynamism within this painting, all kinds of symbols. And I'm very eager to be able to afford to buy new canvases. For now, it's been a little... I've been through a period that is ending, but it's still very plaguing me in some sense, that I feel this lack. I'm really not comfortable with lack. But very soon I'm going to be able to, I want to do, hopefully I'm going to be into a house and the garden. I'm going to be able to do some landscape, to paint nature, to go outside. I've only painted one landscape. It was in 1990 in Los Angeles. I was with a friend of mine visiting a friend of this girl that was a friend of his, and we were there, and I think it was from the Olympics in 1984. So we were like standing on the balcony watching the marathon, and she had canvases and paint, and I started to paint what I saw outside of a window, and. But it was just a start, but it was very, very powerful nevertheless. And after that, I wanted to come back to see that painting and finish it. She never let me back into a place. She loved the painting so much, she would never want to let me see it again. She said, no, it's mine now. And so I don't have photo, but I like landscapes. It's kind of nice. And here it is a symbolic painting of the I Am presence. It's like these beings that's like so far above everything. It's like and anchored into the cycles of infinity. Yeah? And I finish with a song. It's a song of the Rolling Stones. It goes like this. She would never say where she came from. Yesterday don't matter if it's gone. While the sun is bright, or in the darkest night, no one knows. She comes and goes. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still, I'm gonna miss you. Don't question why she needs to be so free. She'll tell you it's the only way to be. She just can't be chained to a life where nothing's gained or nothing's lost at such a cost. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you When you change with every new day, still I'm gonna miss you. There's no time to lose, I heard her say. Catch your dreams before they slip away. Dying all the time, lose your dream and you will lose your mind and life and kind. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you? When you change with every new day, still I'm gonna miss you. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you? When you change with every new day, still I'm gonna miss you. I'm really a fan of the Rolling Stones. I've always loved their music. And they're still singing, it's wonderful. I pull one more card. To conclude this message from the Archangel is the 6 of Michael. It's actually really good news. It says the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe and start new project. Move in foreign country or traveling. So it's all in preparation. There is so much that is going on that's going to be moving. They're shifting us. This process, this internal process that we are doing is actually shifting us, and we're getting ready to receive the gift of freedom that will come as a result of this inner works that we've been doing. I thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Namaste.